It's time now for a look at the latest on local news. In the news, eggs and issues set for this morning at Coastal Pines Technical College. The event gets underway at 8 a.m. On hand will be our local state representatives, Bill Werkheiser and Stephen Meeks, and State Senator Blake Tillery, all in the program this morning, giving an update on what they feel will take place at the legislative session, which gets underway next week in Atlanta. And we'll bring you their comments next week here on the local news. Also today, down in Glenn County at 10 a.m. at the courthouse, the sentencing of the three men found guilty of murder in the shooting death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. Three men, Travis McMichael, who shot Arbery, along with his father, Greg McMichael, and neighbor, William Roddy Bryan, were all convicted of murder and other charges the day before Thanksgiving. Murder conviction carries a mandatory sentence of life in prison under Georgia law. Prosecutors can request that all three men get life in prison without the possibility of parole. Judge Timothy Walmsley has the final call in ruling today. Arbery was unarmed when the three men chased him through the Satilla Shores neighborhood. He was killed by Travis McMichael during a struggle with a 12-gauge shotgun. Arbery was shot 3 times and died at the scene. Arbery's shooting death led to a change in Georgia law, as citizens arrest law no longer applies in the state of Georgia. Once again, the sentencing set for this morning at the Glenn County Courthouse at 10 a.m. The 3 defendants also face hate crime charges against them. That trial is scheduled to begin February the 7th. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. City of Jesup is updating the story about the water valves at James E. Bacon. They state they no longer need to install those valves this Saturday, so water service will not be cut off Saturday between Clover Street and West Orange Street. So again, no interruption of service this Saturday. City of Jesup preparing to begin their new phase of streetscape improvements. This phase of improvements will include new sidewalks, landscaping, street lamps, benches, and trash receptacles. The streets included in the project are portions of West Cherry Street from Macon Street to First Street, West Walnut Street from Macon Street to First Street, and West Plum Street from Southeast Broad Street to Southeast Broad Street to First Street. Project schedule states that construction is expected to begin on West Cherry Street approximately January the 14th and will be completed approximately April the 18th. West Walnut Street construction begins approximately March 29th and will be completed approximately July 6th. West Plum Street construction will begin approximately June 15th and will be completed approximately September the 8th. This schedule is subject to change. Molly Hall, director of the Jesup DDA, says these improvements will continue the beautification of our downtown area and increase walkability. The investment will improve the experience of visiting our historic downtown area and attract more tourists traveling on South First Street, Highway 84. There will be periods of time where any of the streets listed above could be closed. The city asks for your patience throughout the construction process. Qualifying for 2 special elections to be held in March in Wayne County begin next week. District 5 on the County Commissioners Board is open. Ralph Hickox is now mayor of Jesup, and that seat has been vacant for several months. Qualifying fee is $54, and the qualifying period begins Monday and runs until 12 noon Wednesday at the probate office. The election is set for March 15th, and the person who wins this special election will be up for re-election in November, as this year's seats 1, 3, and 5 are up for election on the county board. Those seats currently held by Chairman Herschel Harrison, seat 1, Mike Roberts in seat 3, and again, seat 5 currently vacant. Also, there's a special election at the City of Odom to fill the vacancy left by Samantha Griffiths, who resigned. Qualifying fee for that position is $7.50. Also begins Monday and ends 12 noon on Wednesday. Early voting begins February 21st and runs till March the 11th. Once again, the election set for Tuesday, March the 15th. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news: with state tax revenue soaring, teachers may finally get the rest of the long-promised pay raise that could help their wallets. In his first year as governor, Brian Kemp secured a $3,000 teacher pay raise, but the COVID-19 pandemic interrupted his plans for the rest of the $5,000 he promised. Now Georgia has billions in surplus revenue, and Kemp has been indicating that teachers will get the remaining $2,000 this year. Professional Association of Georgia Educators, the largest teacher advocacy group, says they've been in touch with the governor, and all signs point towards the remaining $2,000 being passed by this year's legislative session. With the year 2022 ringing in, jury trials will once again begin at the Wayne County Courthouse. First murder trial, jury selection begins January 31st, with the trial expected to last a couple of weeks. This is a long-delayed trial of the 3 men charged in the murder death of Jakari Reddish, which took place back in August of 2019. Cortez Dumas, Ralph Dumas Jr., and Antonio Brown were arrested August 14, 2019 by the GBI in connection with the shooting. They were indicted for murder back in November of 2019, but due to the pandemic, everything's been put on hold and postponed several times. Once again, the trial is set to begin February 1st. Jury selection is set to begin January 31st. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.